Hello, everybody. Welcome along to Sportsbet TV. Paul Alster here, back with you for another look ahead to the weekend racing, Saturday, the 27th of January, and some really good racing coming our way because this is the time when the trials are really significant for the upcoming Cheltenham Festival in 7 weeks' time, or whatever it is, 6 or 7 weeks' time. So it is great to have you with me. If you're new to the service, do press the subscribe button just below this screen. You'll get all my free tips, and you can follow them or choose to ignore them, whatever you wish. But over these seasons and over the calendar year since I started this service back in July 2020, we've been really successful over the period, because what we're about is tipping at pretty big odds. So, of course, you get less winners, but when they do hit, you get a very nice payout. Of course, it's not just about winners as well. When you're tipping at big odds, as long as they run into a place, you're also going to be making a profit. Well, I've got two selections for you for this Saturday, one at Doncaster, one at Cheltenham. Last week, I only gave the one selection. That was a horse called Planter Dream on the flat, and it didn't run a race as good as I expected. And that was flagged up a bit by the market. It drifted out way, doubled in price, didn't really perform. So that was a little bit disappointing. Remember that, as well as here at Sportsbet, I have a subscription service where I give a much more extensive number of selections. It's proved very profitable. And indeed, I've given one tip on Friday, tipped on Thursday afternoon at 14-1, Havela, that has gone and won at Sandown at 100-30. Even though there were 4 non-runners, it's a very, very profitable win bet. One bet, one winner on Friday for all my subscribers at Out in Front. And that's been happening more than occasionally, I can promise you. So I have 4 selections for this Saturday. There'll be selections for Sunday. I tip on Fridays normally as well a little bit, and all the festival meetings each and every day. And of course, sometimes earlier in the week when there's 1 or 2 that I might fancy. So if you want to consider joining at just £25 a month with no tie-in, then check the description box just below this screen, and there's a link there that can take you to explain what's on offer. And I very much hope you'll join us, especially as we're gaining momentum, building up towards Cheltenham. And Cheltenham has always been a hugely profitable time for my followers, as I'm sure many of you will know that have been with me for quite a long time. Right, well, I'm just going to move straight on and take you to the first of the 2 selections on Saturday here at Sportsbet. Doncaster in South Yorkshire, the 12:20, the 2-mile listed juvenile hurdle, unseasonably quick ground at Doncaster. Good to soft in place. Is probably going to be good all round unless there's any rain, which I don't think is forecast. 10 runners for this juvenile event, and this race really does revolve around the odds-on favourite Woodoo for Gordon Elliott, who sent this one over from Ireland. It's proved to be a real money spinner for connections. They bought this one off the flat for Michael Stout, where it was just a middling kind of a handicapper. Won all 4 starts over hurdles, really taken to timber. Won 3 times in juvenile races in Ireland, and then she came to Newbury last time out, and she kept on really well. Had to fight, but she stayed on strongly to beat Max of Stars, who's going to reoppose her here. Beat that one by just under 3 lengths. Now, there'll doubtless be plenty of people who are prepared to bet the odds on that Woodoo is going to complete a nap hand of hurdles win at Doncaster this Saturday. We'll have to wait and see, but the price is not one that will be of any interest to me, or I suspect to any of those people that follow me. Now, another one coming over from Ireland is Joseph O'Brien's Green Sky. Rated higher on the flat than Woodoo, but a maiden over timber after just the 2 starts so far. However, her third place to Puccini at Fairyhouse suggests there are some nice races to be won with this filly, so she's no forlorn hope. Of the rest, Alan King has one called Esmeralda, the Bells, and she's got nearly 20 lengths to find with the favourite Woodoo on the running at Newbury, but that was her debut, so it was all new to her, and she wasn't as streetwise as the experienced winner who was winning for the 4th time. Now, Esmeralda has subsequently won nicely over the course and distance at Doncaster. I think she's going to get very much closer to Woodoo. And then you've got a horse called Love Tree, trained by James Owen, a winner at Ludlow this one. Since well beaten on its return visit to the track, connections, I think, probably running her at this level to try and scrape into a place and maybe get a bit of black type to enhance her value for when she goes to stud as a brood mare. I don't think she'll be good enough. So my selection, well, The aforementioned Max of Stars, trained by Ollie Pears, and Brian Hughes is on board, champion jockey. And this filly, rather like Wadu, has proved an absolute revelation since she's gone over hurdles. She's won 4 of her 8 starts. She's finished third, placed on a further 3 occasions. She jumps really well, and she has a very fine attitude. But last time out, the heavy ground was against her. She just didn't really operate on it. She finished 4th. She wasn't disgraced. She ran perfectly well in an entry listed event similar to this, but the ground was against her. Now, on her previous start, as I mentioned, she crossed swords with Woodhu and came out second best, but she was giving the winner £3 that day, and now she has a £5 pull for the 3 lengths. So on the form book, she should go very, very close to Woodhu this time. And I think that back on the surface, that is going to suit her. She's got a big chance of reversing the form. So at 6-1 each way on William Hill's early prices, Max of Stars is my choice in that 12:20 race at Doncaster. 3 places are offered, and I'd be very surprised if she doesn't finish in the 3, and I wouldn't be surprised if she beats the odds-on favourite. And so to my second selection Saturday, runs rather soon after the Doncaster race concludes. It's the 12:40 race at Cheltenham, a 2.5-mile novices handicap chase. Cheltenham forecasting good to soft ground. It might be soft in places, but quite likely to dry out if any rain doesn't appear overnight. 12 runners, and 6 of the 12 were winners last time out, so coming into the race in great form. 2 of those 6 are looking to complete a hat-trick. One is Ginny's Destiny, trained by Paul Nicholls. It's twice won over course and distance of late, gone up a stone in the weights as a result, but clearly very much at home at this undulating Prestbury track, and sure, I think, to make a bold bid to record another win at this great venue. And then you've got Happy and Fine, who's trained by Alex Hales. That one has gone up £11 for wins at Leicester and Haydock. And while it is in undoubtedly and arguably good form, this is a much tougher race, especially as the ground is not as testing as its recent wins, so it might just be found out by the quicker surface. Of the rest, well, Blow Your Wad for Tom Lacey was drifting early in the market last time I looked, but it was a good winner last time out of Kempton. He's another one going up in the weights, but he should run his race, as should the Northern Raider, Sue Smith's Prairie Wolf, who toughed it out really well at Doncaster last time, and his yards runners always respected down at Cheltenham. Now, the Ascot winner, Persian Time for Nicky Henderson. I think he's got a bit of stamina to prove. I'm not so sure he'll see it out. We'll find out. And then we've got Tighten Our Belts, trained by Emma Lavelle, a stone higher than his last win in handicap company. I think he'll appreciate the return to this class because of late he's been struggling against Grade 1 and Grade 2 performers. So this is an easier opportunity for Tighten Our Belts. But is he still going to be well enough handicapped to win? We'll see. So to the selection, well, I had to look twice. When I saw the stat, sometimes they'll say there's, lies, damn lies, and statistics famously. But there is a stat that is a real eye catcher in this race, and that is that the Irish trainer Gavin Cromwell this season has had 17 runners and has won with 7 of them at Cheltenham. I mean, this is extraordinary. A 41% winning strike rate. The likes of Henderson and Mullins and Nicholls and Elliott, they can't dream of having a 41% winning strike rate at Cheltenham. But that's the way that Gavin Cromwell has been going this season. Now, although he was held up throughout last time out, Railway Hurricane was still going really strongly, I thought, at the 4th last when he came down in the December Gold Cup over the course and distance. And he might well have gone really close to providing his trainer with an 8th track winner here this season had he picked his hooves up and not taken a tumble. Now, the fact is that because he didn't complete the race, all the rest of it, and because the winner was impressive, he's £15 better off going back to his previous run at Cheltenham, which was behind Ginny's Destiny. So it's £15 better off for a 15-length defeat. And on a point of handicapping, that means he's going to go very close to turning it around with Ginny's Destiny, who's just about favourite. That was back in November. And when you look at the race as well, you'll see that Railway Hurricane was quite badly hampered at the second last. And so he was beaten further than he would have been had he not been hampered. So with that swing in the weights, I think he's got a big chance. The ground also should be fine. He goes on any ground. If he can avoid trouble, which is the big question mark, because he's a hold-up horse, he's going to be at the back of the field for a long way, probably only start to make his ground, all being well, once they reach the top of the hill and come away from the fourth last. If he avoids trouble, there's a very good case for thinking that Railway Hurricane is going to go close. Now, when I made my notes earlier, he was 20-1 in a place, but that's gone. It's 16-1 now each way for 5 places with a number of firms. Railway Hurricane for Gavin Cromwell, and I'm expecting him to run a very, very big race. So that is my second selection for you on Saturday. Free selections here on YouTube at Sportsbet. And do remember, if you're interested in putting a few more horses in your bet, then you can join me at Out in Front by clicking on the link below this screen on the description box and signing up, where we've been having a lot of success. That's it for this weekend. I hope your horses run well for you, whether you're with me or against me. And I'll be back same time next week. Bye-bye for now.